So let's go ahead and do some accessors. In that case, we will do the get methods, or what we call the getters. So we will associate them to the attributes again that we have here, which are the product ID, name, unit price, and quantity on hand. So we'll do that individually, and then we'll do a toString method that will get them all together as one string representing the values for these attributes as one thing. So, and we will be testing this code back in main here, or in our driver. So we will test it based on this object P1 we created here. So let's go ahead and create our accessors. So let's go ahead and do the get product ID, and that would be an integer, since the product ID itself is an integer. And we will simply here return product ID. We'll do the same thing with the name. This time you return a string, get name, and we will simply return the name of the product, which happens to be name, and to be, let's see here, and what we're missing are the parentheses to identify this as a method. Okay, and then we'll do public, and this would be a double get unit price. This will return the actual unit price. Notice and then we'll do the last one, which is an integer. So it will return an integer in terms of get quantity on hand. And it will simply return quantity on hand. Now we can quickly test these to make sure they work. So we'll go back here, and we could do a system.out.println. We can actually print p1 dot and get ID plus. Let's put a /n here so we can get a new line, and then we'll do plus. Let's go over here, p1 dot get name. Let's put the parentheses over here, plus /n gives me a new line. So we're concatenating here, and we will add p1 dot unit price. Let's see here, get unit price right here. As you can see, this is very cumbersome. We'll see how we can do all of this in one shot with the toString method. So p1 dot, and finally get the quantity on hand, and let's stop right there. Let's see how this works now. So we're going to run this program, and we get to see if the values for these particular attributes for the object have been registered, and we can extract them. And as soon as this runs, and voila, so we have 19 for the ID, we have an engine, $2,300, and 3. So we can format this as we go. So our next video, we will deal with the toString and the equals method to consolidate this message here a little better. So that way we will be able to do something like this, for example. System.out dot print ln, and then we can simply print P1. Right now we can't do this. We don't have a toString method defined to be able to do this. So I can put a shell in there for the toString. We could do something like this. So public, until the next video we'll finish it up, string, and this will be the toString method. And we will simply right now return the keyword test. So that is what we will return here. Spell that correctly. And let's put a semicolon here. Let's go back to the program. And you will see when you run this, what you will get at the end will be the keyword test when you're trying to print P1. So instead of having test, I would like this information that's right here, but with more meaningful information around it. Maybe something that identifies this as a product ID, this as a part name called engine, price, and we'll format it to currency as 2300, so we'll have 2 decimal points instead of 1, and the quantity message will be in front of the 3 values, so we'll know what that number means. So that is what we will do in our next video, which will be the toString. So we're going to modify the content of the toString method. Time permitting, we'll also do the equals method, which will allow us to compare 2 instances of, let's say we create another one, product P2, if they're the same product or not. Okay? And everything has to be equal. The ID has to be equal. It's got to be the same part, same price, same quantity. So these will be the requirements for these two to be the same. Okay, so I will see you for the next lesson.